Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live, you're watching News 6 at noon.
Now new details on the suspect accused of sexually assaulting a woman on a Seminole County trail. The charges he's facing as he prepares to go before a judge in just a few hours. Plus, a man accused of intentionally turning on the sprinklers, soaking disabled kids as they got off the school bus. What we're learning about his possible motive. We start, though, with a live look from Daytona Beach. Some rough conditions out there today as Erin churns to the east. Let's get you right over to Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. Got to be careful if folks are heading to the beach today, Candace.
Yeah, no, at the end of the day, we're really talking about some intense wave action across parts of Central Florida. We're talking Erin still remaining about 400 miles away. It's going to continue to pull away, but still very, very breezy conditions. We're talking big time coastal concerns. Earlier this morning around 6 o'clock, that was that high tide up and down our East Coast beaches. We barely had a beach at that point. Things are starting to improve, a little more beach, but then by about 6, 7 o'clock this evening, those conditions are once again going to worsen. So if you're going to be driving the beaches later on this evening, just do be aware the beach will be very limited this afternoon. You can see the wind gusts at this point in time gusting upwards about 15 to 20 miles. As we look here, kind of the wider view of Hurricane Erin, latest update as of 11 a.m. came down just over an hour ago. Sustained winds have actually increased a bit, up to about 110 miles per hour. And this system is going to continue to possibly intensify back into a major hurricane as it gets the closest approach to the U.S., which is there along the Carolinas, which is why a tropical storm warning is in effect. But no matter from Florida all the way up through New England, we're talking about some dangerous rip currents. We'll have more details, all the advisories in play as well coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Candace. And yes, rough surf conditions at the beach today. In fact, red flag warnings are up across the coast. News 6's Molly Reed has been at Daytona Beach all morning. She's been checking out the conditions. She joins us now live. And that surf, I can see it behind you, Molly, really kicked up out there.
It has, Justin. Definitely not the day to try out surfing for the first time if you were thinking about it. Right now we're seeing about 6 to 8 foot waves here in Volusia County. The beach management team here says that's probably the highest we're going to see from Erin at this point. I know down in Brevard County, some surf reports are showing about 10-foot waves in the Cocoa Beach and Cape area. So a lot of pros are hitting the waves out there. But again, not the day to really try it out. We do have some brave souls swimming out here right now. I know keeping the lifeguards a little on the edge of their seats as they try to swim through this. Now, we said as earlier that the red flag is waving today about the rough surf. Extremely strong rip currents in there too. Again, we checked in with Brevard, Volusia, and Flagler counties. All are saying they have teams watching the water and the potential impact to the beaches closely.
Yeah, right now we're looking really good. We don't have any major erosion. We did have those high tide events where we had to stay closed longer for driving.
Now, the tides may be on their side a bit today compared to what we've seen from storms off the coast in the past few years that caused some major erosion. Volusia County's beach management team says that they are monitoring it right now. They say that the berms that they have built have been holding up so far to protect the dunes. A lot of that vegetation that they put in have been working so far. Again, we won't know, of course, what things will really look like until they do their surveys after the storm passes. In Daytona Beach, I'm Molly Reed, News 6.
All right, Molly, thank you. Developing at noon, a 4-year-old is in the hospital after getting caught in the crossfire of a shootout in Apopka. Investigators say the shooting happened on East Virgil Street, but there was another scene outside of a restaurant about 2 miles away on North Park Avenue that was related to this. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says that deputies later found that shootout on Virgil ended with that 4-year-old being shot. We're told the child was rushed to the hospital and is stable. We are working to get some more information on this. Whenever we get an update, we're going to bring it to you both here on air and on News 6 on clickorlando.com. New at noon, a man accused of exposing himself to 2 teen girls at a bus stop in Osceola County is now behind bars. This happened last Friday at the bus stop on US 192, right across from Old Town and Fun Spot. Deputies say a 16-year-old student was approached by a black Lexus, and the driver tried to offer her $100 before exposing himself. Another teen reported a similar incident. The suspect, 27-year-old Jose Gonzalez Rivera, is charged with exposure of sexual organs. He was arrested yesterday and is being held in the Osceola County Jail on a $500 bond. Now at noon, we're learning more about a brutal attack along the Seminole-Wekiva Trail. This happened Monday near the intersection of 434 and Douglas Avenue. 20-year-old Patrick Gamach is in custody, accused of raping a woman who was out for a walk. He will face a judge later today. News 6's Mark Lehman is along the trail with details about how deputies made the arrest so quickly.
The suspect in this was booked into jail on a charge of sexual battery. Deputies say they were able to track him down after increasing patrols and surveillance in this area. And all of this happened less than 24 hours after the victim was ambushed down this trail. 20-year-old Patrick Gamach is waking up in the Seminole County Jail after deputies say he's the man who sexually attacked a woman on the Seminole-Wekiva Trail Monday afternoon. A witness calling 911 after hearing the victim's cry for help.
Yeah, I need police and medical. There's a woman been assaulted on a trail behind my work.
The Seminole County Sheriff's Office previously sharing a picture of the man they were looking for, along with a photo of an electric scooter and red shirt left behind. According to deputies, the woman passed by Gamach on the trail when he turned around and grabbed her from behind. That's when detectives say he pulled her towards the woods and raped her.
We were surprised. We're saddened. We see a lot of single ladies out here.
People along the trail were shaken by what happened, saying it's a reminder to stay alert.
We just have to be careful out here. Women really need to be with somebody.
The victim, meanwhile, is being recognized for her courage through the traumatic attack. Sheriff Dennis Lima releasing a statement saying in part, her strength in recounting the details gave our detectives the critical information they needed to swiftly identify, locate, and apprehend the suspect. Sheriff Lima also commended his detectives for their commitment in securing justice. As for the suspect in this, an initial search found no criminal history in Seminole County. He's set to face a judge this afternoon. In Seminole County, Mark Lehman, News 6.
This is the woman Coco police say sent her partner to the hospital in critical condition following an argument. Officers say Douglas Jimenez took off from a Wawa while that man was on the hood of the car and hit two other vehicles. He was airlifted to the hospital. Jimenez had minor injuries. The whole thing closed down westbound lanes of State Road 520 for hours. Jimenez is expected to face a judge this afternoon. The man accused of being in the U.S. illegally and causing a deadly crash on the turnpike faced a California judge today. Investigators say Harjinder Singh pulled an illegal U-turn last week when a car slammed into the back of his truck, killing 3 people. Singh flew to California the very next day, where he was arrested. Troopers say he entered the U.S. illegally in 2018, and Florida prosecutors want him extradited to face vehicular homicide charges and immigration violations. Singh said yesterday he would be willing to sign those papers. We're getting a look at new video showing the moment Marion County deputies say a man purposely turned his sprinklers on to soak disabled children living next door. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez has the story and the charges that man is facing.
Deputies say the 61-year-old admitted to being upset about their school bus stop location and to aiming the sprinklers on purpose. This went on for so long that their dad started wearing a bathing suit to protect them from the water. The family says for nearly 2 years, Antonio Roman did this, turned on the water just as their 2 special needs children got on and off the school bus. When detectives confronted Roman, they say he admitted to doing it because he didn't like that they used part of his driveway to put down the wheelchair ramp, the whole thing leaving neighbors in shock.
I don't really understand. I don't get it.
And also how vulnerable, to think he was spraying water on people with disabilities.
Yes, that's not nice. You can't do that to a kid.
The Marion County Sheriff's Office says their investigation began last August, and on several occasions, an undercover deputy observed the sprinkler spraying the school bus and turning off seconds after it would pull away.
After he left, you would see the bus, the floor wet and that there's water there. So I'm like, where's this water coming from?
Investigators say on non-school days, the sprinklers never turned on. We even found a civil lawsuit filed by Roman against the victims, saying the bus blocks his driveway. Roman is now being charged with battery on a disabled person. As part of his bond, he's not allowed to use his sprinkler system at all. In the studio, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Daytona Beach could become the latest city to ban public camping. The new ordinance would ban camping in public spaces across the city, which is required under Florida's new anti-camping law. For local shelters, it'll require working even closer with the city. Now, the city says enforcement of the ban would be a last resort, but if police do pick someone up, there is an alternative to jail. It is a safe zone at the First Step shelter. That safe zone offers a bed, meal, and a chance to connect people to services. Our Volusia County community correspondent Angie Casada spoke with the shelter's executive director.
We have a shelter, which is a program for people who we help go into housing, and then we also have what's called the Roseanne Tornator Safe Zone. The way that the safe zone works is if an officer in any of our partner cities see a person who is committing a minor ordinance violation, instead of taking them over to the jail and going through all the expense and processing and hassle of jailing a person, they can actually just bring them out to our safe zone, and they can stay here overnight.
Tonight's meeting is at 6 o'clock, and if you want to learn more about the ban, including how state law has impacted other cities across Central Florida, just head to our website, clickorlando.com.
So what do? You know, we're stuck in a situation that we can't do anything about.
Matt Austin talks with a woman having a hard time selling her condo, and it's all because of a list that she found out her condo complex is on. You're going to want to stick around for that story. That's coming up. You're watching News 6 at noon. We'll be right back.
Introducing the new $25 million Gold Rush Multiplier Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery.
Blacklisted. That means you can't sell your home, and there is almost nothing you can do about it. A woman reached out to us on our neighborhood network when she tried to sell her condo. News 6's Matt Austin found an issue sellers say is leaving them trapped.
Just a second bedroom. As you can see, it's pretty good size. You could use it as a master.
As Susan Bosher shows me around her condo, there's something missing, and it's not just the furniture.
Yeah, I miss her. She used to call me almost every day.
Susan and her friend Dolores split this charming little condo in the Hidden Village complex in Lake Mary 13 years ago.
Her daughter, Fran, was my best friend.
But at 98, Dolores passed away, leaving this place empty.
So Susan needed to sell the condo, and pretty soon she found a buyer.
But when that buyer went to get approved for a mortgage, they were denied. It turns out this complex is on Fannie Mae's blacklist.
So rejected, 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 approved but expired.
Realtor Sheena Tapia is trying to sell Bocher's condo. She's lost 10 sales this year because a condo showed up on this list. Hundreds of people are impacted by this and they probably have no idea.
Probably have no idea.
To be clear, you can sell a condo on this list. It's just harder. The buyer will not qualify for veteran or first-time homebuyer loans. Only cash buyers or those with a big down payment are eligible.
88 communities in Seminole County, and when we were going through it the other day, we only had 4 that were approved for FHA lending.
This adds up to thousands of condos in Florida. Complexes can wind up on this list because of structural issues, maintenance problems, or, in the case of Hidden Village, a concern about reserve funding.
In their 2025 budget, they're saying they're going to be using some of those reserves for upcoming projects, which you can't do.
So what do? You know, we're stuck in a situation that we can't do anything about.
Matt Austin, News 6.
Boy, that is interesting and really frustrating for them. All right, let's turn to your weather now. A live look over Daytona Beach. That surf kicked up. The sea is angry today. Rip currents, a big risk right now, all because of Erin. Out to the east, Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos taking a look at those conditions and what we can expect for this afternoon, Candace.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of point out something here in the camera view. So usually you get the line of umbrellas that go out around, 7 o'clock in the morning. Normally they're about here. If you notice today, it's shifted all the way back to as far back as they possibly can, just because, like Justin, you mentioned, the seas are certainly angry. You certainly turned up a bit. So you can see our current temperature right now, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Notice that breeze. Not only are we talking about those long distance swells that Erin is sending over, but we're also dealing with some gusty conditions to kind of add to the mix, right? North-northeast breeze right now, up to about 15, gusting upwards about 20. We're adding a little bit of rain. We talked about this morning, that there will be the opportunity to see some of those scattered showers kind of wrapped around the overall vicinity of Erin. This is not the feeder bands by any stretch of the imagination, but still packing quite a punch. Some heavy downpours, not a lot of lightning as of now, so that's certainly some good news. But for folks right along Flagler Beach, not only are they dealing with the rough surf, but now they're adding rain to the mix as well. A little further south, just south of Daytona, not so much rain. You can see it's just about to approach the coastline, so some beachgoers might be seeing a big kind of rain cloud in the distance. But down through New Smyrna, Oak Hill, same areas that saw the rain this morning, back to seeing more today. So for this afternoon, we're talking about afternoon downpours. I don't really see a big high-end threat for any strong storms, maybe a few funnel clouds out over the water, just because we do have an overall spin due to Erin, but that's still going to be causing some dangerous surf, beach erosion, possible coastal flooding. All 3 of these, by the way, under different types of advisories. We'll break that down in just a second. But then as we head into tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to get back to more of that typical sea breeze kind of day. You can see here clouds and rain futurecast between the next hour or so. Most of the rain expected to get pinned still towards the coastline, maybe as far inland as about I-4, but I do think most neighborhoods across the inland zones will stay rain-free for today. Let's fast forward to Thursday. Scattered showers once again to start up, but notice there will be more of an interaction, some heavier downpours, more of those lightning storms that linger until about sundown that we're more used to for this time of the year. Now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for today.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency, you ought to call Strata.
94, that is our high today. Our coverage down to about 30 to 40%. Again, Hurricane Erin, as of the latest advisory, still a Category 2 storm, but really roughing up the surf. So beachgoers today and tomorrow, we do have a small craft advisory with those seas up to about 14 feet. Beachgoers, that's the high surf advisory we've been talking about, breaking waves causing some minor beach erosion, and even some of those breaking waves could push some of the seawater actually further inland, which is why we do have a coastal flood advisory. Like I said in the top of the show, right now we're kind of in that lowest point of the tide. Tides will continue to increase by about 6:30 this evening. So if you're planning on maybe driving on the beaches in Volusia County, just make sure you want to get out of there before those high tides really roll in. As we get results here, the full 7-day forecast, rain chances are on the rise, back to near normal throughout the weekend.
Thank you, Candace. The Potential ban to the popular social media app TikTok is still up in the air, but that didn't stop the White House from signing up yesterday. Coming up, the first post from the White House page and how many followers it gained in its first day. And a live look over downtown Orlando. You're watching News 6 at noon. Keep it here. We'll be right back. A year after Congress passed a law banning TikTok in the U.S. if it didn't divest from China, the app is still operating in the U.S. and it has a new account. The White House, in fact, launched its account yesterday. President Trump has already delayed the ban 3 times despite bipartisan concerns over national security risks and TikTok's parent company ByteDance's relationship with the Chinese government. The White House account brought in more than 20,000 followers in its first day. I am sure that number will continue to grow. We'll take a break from those summer reruns and try out the new primetime schedule on News 6 Plus. Matt and Ginger have a new take on the day's news on News 6 tonight. That's at 9 o'clock. Go in depth as we track the tropics and answer your weather questions with meteorologist Jonathan Kegas. That's at 9:30. And then watch the late news an hour earlier. It's all tonight on News 6 Plus. Download our streaming app for free. Search WKMG in your smart TV's app store. It's also available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. All right, live look over downtown Orlando on this Wednesday from the Light Orlando camera. You're watching News 6 at noon. We're back in 3.
All right, we're tracking a couple scattered showers at this point, primarily along the coast, not producing anything dangerous, but of course, watching some heavy downpours. The breeze is to kick up. The surf is going to still be pretty bad today and tomorrow, but we're looking like we're getting back to near normal come Thursday and Friday. Some people say it actually feels slightly comfortable out there because of that dry air. I haven't walked out, so I can't wait to experience that in the next 3 minutes.
I can't verify either, but I think I speak for everyone in being thankful that that storm is off.
At the end of the day, we'll take whatever we can get, right?
I mean, I'm very thankful for that. Switch over to News 6 Plus, the streaming app, or head to clickorlando.com to watch News 6 Extra. Hope you have a great day.
Let's go outside.
Let's do it.